Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus giving you Draft Champions. This is going to be one of the first games that I played in Draft Champions this year, and I want to let you know, guys, this game is a complete blowout, and I am not the winning side of the blowout. I'm actually getting blown out. So I want to show you some of the things I learned playing Draft Champions for my first game out. I think there's going to be a shift with Draft Champions. I think there's going to be a lot of players playing this, but I get completely destroyed in this game. But I stuck it out. I kept playing because I wanted to go ahead and just learn from it, make adjustments so I don't lose any future games in this game and all. So I'm probably gonna show you maybe about 6 or 7 tips on how to win more games against in Draft Champions and not play as bad as I did in this particular game. So you can see right here, I'm literally down 35-7 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. So this game became a complete blowout. So this is the teams that we're using right here. My opponent's teams, he's got Troy Vincent, he's got Peterson, he's got Tim Tebow, very high-ranked players. And then I'm rolling with my team. I got Deion Sanders, I've got Gronk, I've also got Odell Beckham. And when I came in to this particular game, I was just like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and build around my offense. I'm going to try to go ahead and have a certain defense. One of the defenses with the Kansas City Chiefs defense is basically this. Now, the first thing I want you to point out to you guys is that you want to make sure you check your speeds, that you don't give up touchdowns, cheap touchdowns against your opponents because you have a bad player. Now this guy, this Neal safety, he's 81 speed overall, but when I was going through the draft, I was deciding which one of these safeties I was going to take. I took Neal with the like an expectation that I'll be running a lot of 3-3-5 and actually having these guys down in the box. But you can see Neal is over, because of the way the rosters are set up with Draft Champions, he's actually in the outside position because of where he's backing people up, and he was playing the edge against one of his fast wide receivers. So that's something you really want to pay attention to. The second thing is you got a 30-second game clock, so you got to make sure that you get your plays off fairly quick. If you guys play regs like I've been playing regs, unless you guys are MUT players, 30-second clock really is a huge difference. You want to basically snap the ball as quickly as possible. You don't want to get caught in a particular defense. Or basically in an offense, or not having your offense set up correctly. So you got to be very cognizant of that. So you want to pick your plays very quick. So right here I'm able to go ahead and hit a little halfback angle. I'm kind of jumping around, but I'm trying to use this trio offset. Now another thing that I actually noticed too is that the quarterbacks don't make audibles as quick. This guy was taking his defenses, he was adjusting it, he was flipping his defense, he's pushing his guys down, he's pulling his guys up, and as I was trying to audible to adjust to it, basically I couldn't get my offense set up correctly. So that's something that you want to pay attention to. Is that you're not going to be able to go ahead and set up these elaborate type offenses with multiple adjustments like you would with regs or with MUT when you got like a play caller that actually can put all these crazy adjustments in a short period of time. So you got to make sure that you understand that. So right there I had to take a timeout. In this type of situation, I bombed him up top. This is one of the few plays that I actually got off in the first half. Hit him. He had his guys down. He didn't have a safety that played over the top over that. So right here, I started going ahead and adjusting my roster with the anticipation that I don't want to get beat up top. So I took my safeties around, but you can see basically that safety, that Neal, that is playing a position. He's actually on the inside, and then I've got like a base player off the left. So this opponent was just peeking. He was just peeking to the other side and seeing that my coverage wasn't there. I didn't have a guy that could keep up with the speed of a Patterson, which I think might be 92, 93 overall. But look, he just bombed me over the top. So when you play Draft Champions, I think the most important thing you want to do is that you want to go ahead and make your adjustments correct. Secondly, pick a team that you know the defense. So Denver's defense is where I had a scheme going in, but New Orleans and the Chiefs, I know their offenses very well, but I don't know their defenses very well. I ended up taking the Chiefs, which I really have real good. I've had success with the offense, but I didn't really have any kind of a defensive scheme with the Chiefs. So that's a huge thing. Look at this dot right here. This guy actually waits and dots me up in the back corner. So that was a really good play. He had the patience. This guy's obviously a good player in this game because of what he did. The gameplay plays a little bit different in Draft Champions. Like that play, I could have got rid of that little hitch route against Regs. Is usually always a guaranteed first down or a completion, but Alexander played that ball a little bit differently. You can see how he just bit on that, came down, and played that perfectly. So that's another thing about Draft Champions, is that you want to make sure that it just plays differently. It doesn't play with Regs, and it's going to get yourself you're going to get yourself in trouble if you anticipate you're going to do something. Here's the third thing. I already given up a pick six. I've given up a couple bombs. Don't let yourself have a meltdown. So this is my read on this particular play, this little hitch route. If I see cover three, I'm supposed to watch to see if that guy cuts out, and then I make my next progression from there. But I didn't read that correctly because I was mentally just burnt out with what transpired on the two bomb plays, and basically with the play with the pick six, that I got myself completely out of this. And right here, I'm able to go ahead and bottle him up, get him to a second and goal. He hits me with this goal line play. There's nobody in the back corner right there. He's able to go ahead and pop that for a touchdown. So he's up 28-7. Now I'm getting the ball in the second half. The game is not completely over with yet, so I still have a chance in this game because the tides always turn. So you don't want to completely let yourself get in a meltdown in this type of situation. So right here, 3rd and 2, nice little inside zone. Do not fall forward for the first down. I get popped. 4th and inches, this type of situation, you want to go back to the inside zone. I'm able to get a nice little seam, not able to go and take it up. And I'm just working clock down. And here's the thing. When I made an adjustment, I streaked at my one wide receiver, Claypool, and then I'm looking all of my progressions off to the right, but I didn't have the underneath route because I streaked at my other guy, and as a result, I threw into his user, and he's able to go ahead and pick six me for another touchdown. So I made an adjustment. I mentally just had a meltdown. I was trying to overthink this type of situation. It just wasn't a smart thing to do. So right here, that particular play, that guy was wide open. I could have thrown him over the top. Then I had the running back that I could have popped over to the right, but I forced it off to the right because that's typically where my progressions are, but I didn't have a drag underneath it to be able to check it down. So with his one user, he was able to go ahead and take away 2 routes, and I just completely melted down. So down 35-7 in this type of situation, just trying to move the ball down the field right here. He's using a lot of man press against me, and because he's got fairly good defensive backs, I was really struggling. Deep comeback route on the backside with Johnson, able to go ahead and get a first down with that. So 50 seconds left right here in this type of situation, and basically I take a huge sack right there. And what I want to talk about right now is if you're running a primary offense and you're just struggling, it's just not working for you, it's okay to dump your offense. Don't get yourself obsessed with staying in an offense that you feel is going to be successful for you. In this type of situation, he basically had a lockdown on my offense, so that was the frustrating thing. So I had an opportunity to get a little bit closer into the score, but I'm down 4 scores going into the second half. Now I'm getting something new as far as in this type of situation, you want to go ahead and run new schemes. So if you know the game's pretty much out of reach, the guy's a good opponent, you're not likely to win the game, lab new stuff. So here's a formation that I'm supposed to, this is the right way for me to run this particular play. My first read is going to be the corner on the with the tight end right there. I'm able to go and hit Gronk and get a quick little out. I think I come back to this play, a formation, same exact play. Once again, Gronk is wide open. He's running man coverage, so I'm able to go and get the ball down to the end zone like that. And now I do a nice little inside zone, get it down, and then right here I've got basically a little wheel route. I've got a flat route off the side. I hit the wheel, and McCoy is able to go ahead and fall into the end zone to go ahead and get a little bit closer into a score. So one of the things I started experimenting is, first and foremost, I would use speed as a feature on Draft Champions, because You want to do a speed matchup on Draft Champions because you're always going to be in a situation where maybe that he's going to move his guys around and look for a weakness in the defense or check the speed the things. So you want to use speed as an adjustment. Is one of the standard adjustments when you're playing Draft Champions. So right here actually throws almost into interception. Another thing too is I started playing around with this particular defense. This is a defense that I picked up from another YouTuber I featured in my This Week in Madden feature, and it is a nickel over G defense. And basically what it is it's a defense where you're making a couple adjustments on an invert 6. Once I jumped into this defense, I effectively shut this guy down. In the second half, he started just misthrowing balls. He was trying to go ahead and hit me up top. Because of those two adjustments I made defensively, by going by speed and also going ahead and jumping into this nickel over G defense, invert 6 defense with this setup, he really struggled to move the ball, and I shut him down effectively on his offense. Now my offense on this side of the ball, I was just struggling. Was not moving the ball effectively, and it was just a poor selection with how I was running this drafting my team. So right here you can see the guy swatting him down. That is actually a deep half that carried all the way to the other side of the field. So this is a very glitchy type defense, and it's a defense that I'm probably going to start exploring a little bit more when I was playing this. But 4th and 12 type of situation, he's frustrated, he's going for it, he's going to try to pop me. I go ahead and get another interception. So guys, this is my first game of Draft Champions. I come back, play my second game, actually get a rage quit against my second opponent. But even when you do take a loss against your opponents, you can learn something from these games. So don't quit out, lab new things, dump your offense if you have to, make sure you do speed adjustments so you don't get yourself caught out of position, and you basically can go ahead and use the same thing against. If you're running against someone on Draft Champions, go ahead and check the speeds because you might be able to get some cheap touchdowns against your opponent. So once again, guys, thank you for your support, guys. I'll be rolling out more offensive and defensive tips to take your game to the next level. Thanks a lot.